If you're using marker as a medium, you have to be creative in how you create a wide range of value. Look for markers that have a naturally darker value to work on the dark valued parts of your composition based on your value plan. So for instance, navies and violets and browns, those are naturally dark colors. And don't forget about the color that darkens all other colors, black. So you can use black marker to create your intense dark values, of course. For light values, maybe you're lucky enough to have some light valued markers. Like you see here, these yellow, of course, and like a peach color. So see what you have at your disposal. For middle values, sometimes what you can do is layer the markers. And I do encourage you to layer your marker. It's not something that maybe you would have done when you were younger, but now try to be really experimental with how you use the marker and lay down one color and see what happens when you layer another color on top. Sometimes you can create some really nice middle values. And going beyond value, when you start to layer marker, you're going to create some very expressive textures. For extremely expressive textures, go on the hunt for old faded markers, because number one is, well, when the marker is faded, it naturally has a lighter value. And so that's one way to create middle or lighter values in marker. Because as you know, when we use media like colored pencil, when we press harder with the pencil, it makes a darker mark. But with marker, sometimes when you press harder or you vary the pressure you put on the marker, it really doesn't make much of a change. So faded markers are great for that. Look at these beautiful results I can achieve by layering this faded orange marker over top of this blue. I just love that. So that's two complementary colors mixing together, creating a very, very nice texture and adding some really nice visual complexity to my color. So faded marker are really nice for layering and blending. If you're lucky enough to have markers that come in neutral colors like grays or blue grays, those can be some fantastic markers to color over top of other colors with, to darken those values a little bit and create some middle values. But again, it's like painting. Whenever you start to layer colors with marker, you're thereby creating visual complexity. So experiment, be creative, and have fun with the marker. When we closely examined the artwork of Ines Longuevel, which this project is based off of, we noticed that a lot of the shapes on her portraits have a fairly regular sense of color. So for instance, I might take this blue-gray marker and use it to color in this shape here. Now remember that I'm always making a reference to my value plan. So in my value plan, this shape is likely a middle value or maybe a middle light value. Now maybe right beside it though, I want to create a really expressive texture to add some variety and some visual complexity to my artwork. So maybe that's where I start to layer some faded markers. So I lay in this blue, and it's kind of a middle value because the marker is faded. But then on top of it, I add this orange. Orange and blue are complementary colors, so I'm going to decrease the intensity of both these colors, but I'm also going to create a really expressive texture, similar to what Ines Longeville does with her oil paint. So think about doing that throughout your artwork. Pick and choose a few places where you can add some expressive texture by layering markers.